Hey everyone, Mark here. Welcome back to the Visually Stunning Movie Podcast. Went up to Sundance Film Festival this past weekend. Spent 4 days up there. Saw 10 movies. I know it's way less than my normal take. However, I did also get the chance to do something I hadn't done before, and that was participate in press lines, which, if you don't know what those are right before a movie premiere, when they put out the thing and all the fancy people walk down and all the reporters shout at them because they want good pictures, they want great comments, all that good. They want to see what people are wearing, and so yeah, we did that. So we did 3 of those. This will be the first one of those, and it will be the first line I did actually. Now I assisted friend and frequent collaborator on the show, Val Cameron, as her cameraman for 2 reasons. A, she's really good at standing up front and getting noticed and getting to ask questions in the line, which is half the battle. But 2, I am taller than her, so I could get decent video and photos from farther back because I'm taller and could reach higher and whatnot. So Val's asking some questions. Some other people in line are asking questions of a few people we're talking to here, and in the other ones that we're doing. We talked to the film is Still, a Michael J. Fox movie. That is the name of the movie, and it's a documentary about Michael J. Fox. And we got to talk to one of the producers, Annetta Marion. We got to talk to the director, Davis Guggenheim, which is awesome. So yeah, it's and there's going to be some pictures in here, so you can kind of get a sense of what the press gaggle looks like and how hard it is to get a good shot, which is why it helps to be tall and have your camera on a stick. So this is Still. So watch these interviews, and then at the end of those, I'll tell you what I thought of the movie.
Hey, it's Val, Good Things Utah, getting ready for the red carpet and Still, a Michael J. Fox movie.
To walk away with from, an inspiration or a feeling, what mood were you kind of trying to set with music? Was that a challenge to sort of run that dynamic of different moods throughout the film?
No, I think what the film is about is how a man who never stopped moving had to get Parkinson's to become still.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
This isn't about Parkinson's, that's how big it is.
This movie is not about Parkinson's. You hear the word in it a couple times, but it really isn't. It's there's another movie you can make about Parkinson's, about all the amazing things that he and his foundation have done. It's really about a short kid from Canada who dropped out of high school to try to become a big movie star, and it actually happens. And then when it happens, life sends him this thunderbolt. Right at 29 years old, he's diagnosed with Parkinson's. And so what do you do with that? At first he was very ill-equipped. And at first he did some of the wrong things before he did the right things. And it's not necessarily heroism or acts of incredible magnitude. It's about how he personally, as a human, dealt with adversity. And that's something that I think that's what the movie's about, is how we all deal with adversity.
What are you surprised by with this film? What happened here, or what topic?
It's so fun. This movie is really fun, I have to say. It's there's a lot of laughter, a lot of big music moments. It's a story about America in the 80s and 90s. A story about this puckish kid who never stops. It's fun. So,
why was it so important to bring it to Sundance as its first stop?
This is the best place to bring a film. This is my 4th film, and the audience is smart, the audience is sophisticated, celebrates filmmaking, understands directors, and it's a community that has been sort of limited during COVID, and now it's back, and so there's an incredible feeling of celebration right now that we can be in a theater together watching a movie. So it's wonderful. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Thank you.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
One, we're just excited that you're a female producer in this world of just a lot of non-female producers. So
Thank you for noticing.
I mean, because this is what we do as well.
Yep.
How is that experience been at Sundance? Because I feel like Sundance, they're so diverse. And I mean, how has that experience been for you producing films at Sundance?
Oh, this is the first. I've been to Sundance a million times as a fan, as a festival programmer, as a crew person on films that were here. But this is the first time a movie I produced is here, so it's a lot different and pretty freaking amazing. So yeah, it's just been wonderful from the get-go. From the minute I got the text from Davis, off the charts with a lot of work to do, but just so excited about the whole thing. No, very happy to be here.
Having someone like Michael J. Fox, his life, we all know about it. It's very well covered. So is there something new that a fan that has been following him forever is going to be able to see in this documentary?
Absolutely. Yes, he's lived a lot of his life in front of the camera and that sort of thing, but, Davis had unprecedented access to him and his family and archival materials and that sort of thing. So I think there's a lot in the movie that, even if you're the rabid fan, you're gonna learn some things and be really excited to see some of the behind the scenes and what really happens and that sort of thing. So yeah, no one's going to be bored, especially a Michael J. Fox fan whose head is going to be blown. So,
thank you so much. We're excited, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Movie at Sundance.
Thank you so much. Thanks so much.
Yes, welcome to Sundance.
All right, so those were some really good comments from the producer and director of Still, a Michael J. Fox movie, and I hope you kind of enjoyed seeing that kind of gaggle at Sundance. So the film itself. It's 95 minutes. It's a nice pace for a documentary. It is rated R for language because Michael J. Fox does not sugarcoat anything when he's talking about it. And in some of just the footage that they shoot, he vents his frustration with certain things. It is a really, really good look at his entire career from when he was a kid, when he discovered acting, when he got the idea to move to LA and his family support and the jobs that he was doing there, his start in television, his first roles, he got commercials, and then he finally got Family Ties, and then he blew up, and then he made movies and those blew up, and all that stuff, and then the early signs of obviously Parkinson's kick in, and we kind of see the progression of that. We get to watch him go through all of the coping mechanisms, denial, anger, avoidance, diversion. This is a really no holds barred look at his entire career, and a good portion of that, of course, is post-diagnosis of Parkinson's disease. But this is not a Parkinson's movie. This is a Michael J. Fox movie, hence the title. Still, of course, refers to the fact that he can't be still now. Parkinson's does not allow that. But it's also kind of presented in an ironic way because as a child, he couldn't sit still. He was always moving. He was always going. His acting style or in his career, there's a lot of action. He's very animated. And now the hardest thing he needs to do is to slow down and or be still, and it's almost impossible for him. This is a really great documentary. I was reminded of a documentary came out 2-3 years ago called Introducing Selma Blair, where she documented her diagnosis and dealing with MS, and how that affected her career and how people perceived her up to that diagnosis and after the diagnosis. So in this one, in Still, we get Michael J. Fox dealing with that same thing. What do you share? What do you hide? How do you disguise? How do you try to continue to work in the way that you want to work? and live your life in a way that is not ultimately destructive. And he flirts with that a couple times too. Again, I said this is very no holds barred, but it's a really great watch. I believe this is going to be on Apple TV Plus. So definitely, if you have a fan, I know here we are always touting the greatness that seems to be Apple TV Plus. They curate so well. So I believe that's where this one's going to wind up. So check it out if you have the chance. That is still a Michael J. Fox movie. If you watched this far, please hit subscribe. Click like. That would be great. Don't forget to like us and follow us on social media at VS Movie Podcast. That's Facebook and Twitter. If you're over on Instagram, it's Visually Stunning Movie Podcast. And follow the actual podcast, wherever you listen to podcasts, Google, Spotify, iHeart, wherever. Subscribe to us there, and that would be awesome. We've got 2 more press lines to talk about, which will be coming up shortly. And we've got a few more movies to talk about. And it was an interesting weekend. I learned a lot. I wish I had seen more films, but the films I did see, for the most part, I really enjoyed, and we'll be talking about those. So stay tuned. Like I said, follow us to make sure you get everything, whether it's a video here, whether it's an audio episode, on the RSS feed, or whether it's just written up on the website, vsmoviepodcast.com. Don't forget to follow us over there. And until we get to those, stay safe, be good, have fun, go see a good movie, and we'll talk to everyone later. Bye-bye.